Let's go YouTube. Feels good to be back. I wrote down for my to-do list today or one of the things for my to-do list today was make a YouTube video about what you learned from failing my 1K funded account. Okay. Uh, I Let me just get down to the nitty-gritty. So I made a list, and I looked back at all my videos that I had posted previously. About my funded accounts, and I don't think I actually posted a video for my last trade, but anyways, this is the information I have for the trades that I did take and what I could just think of on how I could do better. First off, patience. I ended up making a mistake and getting into a trade whenever the trade was technically invalidated. It was still a decent trade, but it broke structure to the downside on the low time frame. So that basically made my trade invalidated, or my trade idea invalidated. But if I would have just waited literally like 10 minutes, I would have gotten into a great trade and I would have made money instead of failing my account. I would have stayed alive a little bit longer, which is completely fine, and I would have gained $30 instead of losing $30. That's completely fine. You win some, you lose some, and you learn from your mistakes, and you keep going, and it makes you a better trader. Okay, so patience. That's the first thing. 2, only trade after news and before. So one of my trades I had lost. No, I won $5, right? But the trade, it hit take profit, which that doesn't really matter, but it hit my $30 take profit after, but I took out my winnings, which is the $5, a little bit before. And I'm happy that I took out the $5 because I was supposed to. The reason why was it was right before 8 o'clock. I have a little gummy worm in my hand right now, but it was right before 8 o'clock, and I told myself that I cannot trade or be in a trade before news or before an 8 o'clock because market is too volatile during that time and it is unpredictable. So I got out of the trade. It was still a winner, still +5. But what is $5 whenever you're taking trades that are $30 and higher risk? Doesn't really matter. But yeah, things that I can do to improve is, for number 2 is don't be in a trade before 8 o'clock. It's too volatile, and never be in a trade whenever news is going to happen. Even if it is an hour to 2 hours before news happens, because you might end up being in that trade for an hour or 2 hours before it even happens, and you end up having to get out of that trade before it actually hits your stop loss or your take profit, so you don't even know what it ended up happening if news never came about. So only trade after news, or don't trade, or trade whenever there's no news at all. Number 3. Oh yeah. The other one was, the number 3 was never trade before 8 o'clock, which I just got into that because it is too volatile. Number 4. I didn't understand. No, I do understand my max drawdown to where the account is failed at, but when I failed the account, I didn't actually realize that I did fail the account. And the reason why I didn't realize it was because the most amount of profits that I had, or the most amount of money that I had on the account was like 1,052 or 1,055, something like that. So I got down to like 1,000. No, I basically got down to like to around about that price, which was $100 below 1,052, which was 952, and that's whenever the account is considered to be failed. But it didn't like pop up on the screen or anything. Oh, you have failed the account. But I just thought it was a little bit lower down for some reason, or I didn't think about it. I was just so locked in and focused on taking another trade, I didn't even think about whether or not I failed the account. So that's something to take in consideration, and whatever the highest I get the account, it's minus $100 of that amount, and that is where I failed the account. My last one, number 5, is over risking. And yeah, I was over risking, and I need to decrease my risk to 2.5 instead of 3%. So my max drawdown until I fail the account is 100. So I was risking $30 per trade. So if I fail, if I lose 3 trades in a row, I don't technically fail the account. I'd have to lose 4 times in a row. Excuse me. I have to lose 4 times in a row. But if I just decrease my risk to $25 instead of 30, then I'll automatically just say, okay, if I lose 4 times in a row, then I lose the account. And most likely that isn't going to happen. But if it does happen, that's completely fine. And I'm contemplating on whether or not I want to continue static trading to the point where I keep my risk the exact same, which is 30, 30, 30, no matter what happens, or I should decrease my risk and be prepared for win or loss streaks. Also, I need to go back into my back testing where I did 100 back tests and see what was the most amount of times that I ever went onto a loss streak before. And so I can just examine that data. That's really about it. Hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. And I've definitely learned something about myself through examining these 5 little things. So I'm going to enjoy this gummy worm, and you have a good rest of your night. Later.